Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to do a drawing. I love drawing people, I love drawing faces, especially like wavy hair. So I was watching a Trisha Paytas video and I really admired her wig. So just from that, I was inspired to just draw her face. And from a recent video I did a drawing in, people were like, can you walk us through a drawing step by step and just like narrate it a little bit so I can explain what I'm doing, just in case people have an interest in drawing. And this is just how I do things. Everyone has a different process and I'm always trying to refine my process and change it up, but this is what I did this time and I wanted to share it with you. So I started the drawing with a blank sheet of paper in my sketchbook. I like to use a mechanical pencil, and this particular mechanical pencil is like HB lead, so it's a little bit lighter than a mechanical pencil that I go in with later, but I like to work with a really light color pencil because I know this first layer is going to be erased a bunch. This is where most of the decisions are made when I'm just trying to figure out a drawing. I'm referencing a photo of Trisha Paytas that I screenshotted from one of her videos, and I'm just trying to get everything positioned on the face. This is where everything changes a bunch, and this is where the drawing is the most ugliest, I think. So it takes a lot of just like sitting and refining and moving things around until I think it looks good enough. The focus of this drawing was definitely the hair. I love to do line work in my drawing. So the step after drawing out a sketch of what I want the lines to look like, I have to go in with ink and make all the final decisions with this black ink. And then I plan to go over all of that and refine it with much smaller pen. I really like to take time when doing the eyes and the nose and the lips because I'm always nervous to make that leap of decisions and be like, okay, this is how it's gonna look, because it's such a telling part of a drawing. Something that I should point out is that I like to work around the piece. I never get distracted in like one eye and trying to make it perfect. If I'm struggling at any moment with the eye, I'll just jump over to the other one or jump over somewhere else because I want to keep working the entire piece at the same time. So there's a consistency, and so I don't just get caught up in my head in the drawing, because that's definitely happened before. I really love taking the time to ink out all the lines in the hair because that creates so much movement and so much like visual fun stuff for me that that's where I was really inspired. So as we're inking this drawing, I'm also erasing all the pencil lines that we had made earlier, so nothing that we had drawn for the first couple hours even stays, but it's a necessary step in the process. Once I'm happy with how the black lines look, I take a picture of it with my phone. I edit the picture a little bit to make sure the white is as white as possible, the lines are as dark as possible, and I switch this drawing over to Procreate, where I can color it in and color the lines if I want to, and just have a lot more freedom with the coloring part of it, using all the brushes that I can use. And this gives me another chance to edit it on the computer. So I position the lips more in the center of her face just to make things a little bit more symmetrical. Not every face is super symmetrical, so I don't really focus on making it perfect. Like I said before, I just like to keep it moving when I'm drawing. Even though drawing takes forever still, I try to move along every step as quick as possible. So in Procreate, I can block in all the colors and color in her face and do her makeup. Honestly, from watching other YouTube makeup people, I've learned how to draw better. I think about the eyeshadow and the eyeliner and the lip color all together while doing the face. So that's kind of why I really like drawing faces and girls and hair, because there's so much more creativity and color that can be put into the face. Play around with the background a little bit until I find something that works, and then for fun at the end I decide to add in some sesame seeds and green onion to her hair because she's obsessed with noodles, and in the video that she wears this like pink top, she makes this Asian noodle dish, so I put some chopsticks in her hair and finish up the drawing. While coloring in a drawing, I feel like there's three distinct parts of that. I do the blocks of color, and then I lighten things up. I do the highlights, and then I do the shadows. I know a lot of people do the darkest first, or like whatever happens in the drawing is what I go with. In this case, I did the lighter colors, and then I went in with the shadow to define it a bit more. And that is pretty much a quick walkthrough of how I created this drawing. If you guys have any specific questions, let me know. And let me know if I should do a longer version of this. There's a lot that can be said about like the illustration process and art itself. If people want to hear more of that, let me know. Drawing for me is really therapeutic. I love to take my time with it. I'm a pretty slow drawer, but I like considering a lot of stuff while I'm drawing. I like to really dive into the person. While I was doing this drawing, I watched a lot of the Frenemies podcast, some Trisha Paytas YouTube videos. I don't know if this was just an excuse to dive into all that, but it was fun, and I kind of like studying her face, and just like I feel like I have a little bit more of an intimate knowledge of her just from doing this project. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys on the next one.